everybody, Little Pepper Lady here. Today is Sunday, it's June 9th, 2019, and I'm going to kind of continue on with my bug out slash bugging in kind of series that I've been working on a little bit. I think it's important that you have all different options out there. So this is going to specifically discuss, bugging in and what you can also add to your bug out bag as far as medical supplies are concerned. So this strictly has to do with any type of medical supplies. A lot of things on this list people forget about because they're things that are in their medicine cabinet that they have that they don't use on a regular basis. And, people are in the back of their mind thinking that those are things that they may need in case there's some type of a disaster, an SHTF situation or anything like that. But they are good things to have on hand. If you don't use them, that's fine. At least you have them in case the situation arises and you're prepared for it no matter what. So, Ed's over there making funny faces at me. He thinks he's funny. Okay, so, the first thing is any type of over-the-counter medication, so pain medications. Things like Advil, Tylenol, if aspirin is really good, especially if somebody's having a heart attack. If they chew on aspirin, that could save their life. Obviously, if there's an SHTF situation and you can't get to the hospital, that aspirin isn't going to completely stop them from, going into total cardiac arrest. But at the same time, it's going to help, and then you can administer CPR and things if you need them. Ed made me a drink, so. It's pretty good. Woo! I said don't make it that strong.
It's not that strong.
Holy cow. Then I need some more milk. Anyway, so those are things that you always want to make sure that you have on hand, and also carry small amounts of those in your bug out bag as well, because those are important things to have to carry with you because you just don't know what kind of situations are going to arise while you're out there. The next thing is cold medicine, cough syrup, cough drops, and make sure if you have infants or you're pregnant, you have things for infants in your home as well. Because those things, are adult medications, especially cough medications, and the, Advil, Tylenol, things like that, are all different than infant things. So if you are pregnant, you are going to become pregnant, you could potentially become pregnant, you're trying or whatever, or you do have infants in your home, it's a good idea to make sure that you're stocking up on those kind of things for them as well. So keep that in the back of your mind. Also, any pain medications for your animals. If your animals are getting up to that age where they're going to be needing pain medications, or if they're already on pain medications like my dog is, it's important to make sure that you have pain medications as well for your animals, because you always got to be prepared for them as well. The next thing is allergy medications. A lot of people don't think about this because a lot of people don't normally have allergies. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're around all of these new things that you haven't experienced before, you could have an allergy attack. So it's good to have things like a Allegra on hand or, anything like that. Allergy medications that, you put in your nose, things like that. Just make sure you have those kind of items with you as well. Those are always going to be important if you're out in the wilderness and, you don't normally do that. You live in a city and you're going to end up being in, the middle of nowhere in the woods, and you're not used to those kind of things. Along with that, eye drops, anti-itch eye drops, anti-redness eye drops, artificial tears. If you have problems with your ears, I have tons of problems with my ears, so I always have ear drops in my house, and I'm going to make sure that I have those packed up, not only in my preps, but in my bug out bag as well. That way, if somebody has an ear infection, you have the stuff for the ears, or any type of ear issues that you may have, because sanitation and hygiene and things like that are going to be something that you need to focus on. So, you're making my video shake. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. He's like a child. He's like a child. I have to stop doing that.
That's right. Don't do that or you'll get a spanking.
Yeah. No different on normal life than on the live stream. It's ridiculous. So back to what I was saying, make sure that you have those items as well. If you wear glasses or contacts like myself, that's important to make sure. I have an extra pair of glasses that I'm going to be putting in my bug out bag, just so I have them in case for some reason I can't get access to my contacts. I need to be able to see, especially in a situation like that, and you wear those kind of items, you need to make sure you're prepared for that, because you got to be able to see. And if something happens to the pair of glasses that you have, you got to make sure you have a backup pair. I'm going to be packing up my contacts and some extra contact lenses along with solution and a case, just in case, you know, I run out of them. I at least can wear one pair of them, you know, for an extended period of time. So I will have that in my bug out bag and in my preps as well. Anti-diarrhea medication is good. Antacids is good.
Sorry.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. We're trying to do our research for tonight's thing, and I've been a little busy today, so here I am on my video, and he's like, I need this, I need this, I need this. Pepto-Bismol is a good thing. If, you know, you don't have the ability to take pills or you have young children, Pepto-Bismol is always good. And Tums. Tums is good for, you know, upset stomachs and things like that. Make sure if you're on any type of prescription medication, you're saving those. And antibiotics as well. That's really important. So let's say you get an infection now and they put you on an antibiotic. Ask for the longest dose of antibiotic that you can possibly get through your doctor, and then take 3 days or take 5 days and take those extra antibiotics, put them in a bottle and put them in the freezer. They will stay good, okay? It's not going to work as well, but it's going to keep it fresher longer, and freezing it's going to hold that stuff in there, so that it should be more potent than if you were to just leave it out on the counter, leave it in your medicine cabinet, leave it in your bag or whatever. That way you can just grab it out of your freezer and go, and it's going to be lasting for a lot longer at that point in time. Make sure you have a burn cream or a burn spray, or have both. That's a good idea. You never know if you're going to burn yourself on something. You know, you're trying to start a fire and you burn yourself. You got to make sure you have those items. Sunscreen. That's really important. You don't want to, you know, survive through everything and then end up getting, you know, skin cancer and dying, and you can't have it treated because there's no hospitals available because of some major situation. So make sure you're protecting your skin. Bug spray. I already have bug spray. I showed you guys in my bug out bag, and I'm going to be getting more bug spray to keep in my preps as well, because if I'm out in the backyard, there's a creek next to us, there's a lot of bugs around, and you know, if we have to bug in during an SHTF situation or just any type of disaster and it's during the summer, I don't want to get it bit all up. Disinfecting wipes, those are huge to have. You can disinfect any type of tools that you need to do for any type of trauma, which I will get into. And also baby wipes are good to have too, because if you end up running out of toilet paper, you still have, you know, that type of sanitation. And that's another thing for, you know, the pregnancy kind of thing, which I'm going to do a video that has to do all with being pregnant and having to bug in, bug out, you know, kind of situation when you are pregnant. So be looking forward to that, because that's part of the series as well. Baby powder is good. Baby powder is great for everything. Baby powder is good to put in your shoes. You know, it helps keep yourself from getting athlete's foot, which that's another good thing too. Make sure, you know, if you're going to be doing a lot of trekking, you want to have those kind of creams as well with you. That way, you know, you're protected against that kind of thing, because athlete's foot can be very uncomfortable. Anti-itch creams are really good. Poison ivy and poison oak creams, need to make sure that you have those. They have calamine in them, and or just get straight bottles of calamine. That's what my mother used to do when I was a child, is she'd just buy the giant bottles of the calamine lotion and put those on any type of, because I'm very allergic to poison oak and poison ivy. So calamine lotion is great if you want to just get the huge thing of calamine. Ace bandages, yes. Ace bandages are always good. I'm going to get into the medical thing in a second. I already went over the antibiotics. Medical masks, those are good. You can get medical masks anywhere, or even the masks that you have for painters. Get some of those, because you just don't know what you're going to be experiencing out in the wilderness. So you may need to you know, have a mask and be able to make sure that you're keeping all those pollutants out of your airways. That's very important. Pedialyte. Pedialyte isn't just for children. Pedialyte is a good source of electrolytes. It's even better than Gatorade, to be honest. So make sure you have some Pedialyte stacked away, because you're going to need those electrolytes, especially if somebody gets sick and they have diarrhea or they're vomiting. You want to make sure that you have those things available to you as well. rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, band-aids, ace bandages, gauze pads. You know, you want to make sure you have a suturing kit if at all possible. I started taking nursing classes, and I ended up having to purchase a kit that had a scalpel and tweezers, all sorts of things in it as far as that goes. And now I'm going to be putting that in with my preps because I have that and I'm not doing nursing anymore. But I have that available to me. So any way that you can try to find yourself a kit that includes tweezers, a scalpel, nail clippers, those kind of things, those are important to have because you just don't know what you're going to encounter out there. Also, make sure that you can get your hands on a CPR mask. You just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how long you're going to be bugging in. You don't know how long you're going to be bugging out. You don't know what's going to happen to people that are in your group if you're traveling with a group. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for any type of situation that's going to present itself. Cotton balls and Q-tips, those are huge too. Cotton balls and Q-tips have a wide variety of different uses. So not only are they good for administering creams onto the skin without touching, you know, anything, they're also good for, you know, plugging holes if you need to. They do absorb a lot of water and things like that. Q-tips are good for, you know, doing any tiny cream, rubbing alcohol on scrapes and things like that. So make sure you have all of those items available as well. These are just, you know, kind of some things that people tend to not think about in the back of their mind, but they definitely want to be things that you have prepped, and they're definitely things that if you can, you want to get for your bug out bag as well. That way you're prepared in any type of situation that you're going to encounter. If for some reason there's a disaster, if for some reason there's a major SHTF situation, you're going to be well-rounded as far as, you know, medical supplies go if you get these items that are on the list and you keep them stocked. Just be checking expiration dates on things. Make sure you're putting them, rotating them just like you do with your food preps. That way, you know, you're keeping fresh things in your supply. You want to have potent things that are going to work, not things that are very outdated and aren't going to do the job, because at that point in time, what's the point in even having them, right? So as always, guys, always remember everything does happen for a reason. Whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you're in a good situation or a bad situation, you're on that journey for a reason. Just stick with it and everything's going to be okay. Also, always remember, forget about the past. The past isn't important. The only thing that you can do is try to grow and move on from the past. Be focused on the future, but be living in the now. Be living, be loving, be laughing, being enjoying your day, your family, your friends, everybody that's around you right now, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We all could not be here tomorrow, so it's important that we're living our lives right now while we're staying focused on the future. That's all I've got for you guys today, and I'll see most of you in a little bit on the live stream. Bye, I'll talk to you tomorrow.